Hey guys, Jace here from Ritual Recovery. We get a lot of questions about the best ways to keep your ice bath water clean for as long as possible, especially when you're using one of these units where you might not have access to clean water to empty and refill the ice bath, every week. So some people like to use chemicals, other people don't like to use chemicals. We do actually have a 6 monthly maintenance box, which has all the products you need to keep the ice bath water clean so you can extend the life of the water, without emptying and refilling the ice bath too regularly. So when you're using an ice bath frequently, one of the questions that we get a lot is the best way to keep the ice bath water clean. There's 5 key ways to make sure your ice bath water stays clean for as long as possible. One, the biggest thing we recommend to people to easily extend the life of the water in the ice bath by weeks is washing off before you get into the ice bath. So pre-plunge hygiene, washing the body off. This removes excess hair, fluff and lint that builds up on the body, and you'd be surprised how much of that builds up and can get into the water and then also into the chiller system if you're using an ice bath chiller like we've got here with the Stoic, which will eventually clog up the filter a lot faster. 2, we recommend having a small bucket of water or at least a towel to wipe your feet off before you jump in the ice bath. It's crazy how much stuff sticks to your feet and then washes off as soon as you get into the ice bath. And again, will build up in your filter. If you wash off your feet before you jump in, you're going to extend the life of your paper filter by weeks. Number 3, and this one is also very simple. Get yourself a simple spa scoop. What you do with this is skim the surface of the water and you catch all that floating debris after each plunge. You can do this once or twice a week, maybe sooner if you're using the ice bath in a high traffic space. And what this does is it just picks up all the grime, hair, fluff and dirt and leaves or whatever before it enters the chiller system. If you're not using any chemicals, you're going to keep the water so much cleaner and clearer and reduce the buildup in your filtration system just by taking off that debris after each use. It's a really simple one to extend the life of your water by weeks. All this involves simply taking the lid off, skimming the surface of that water. You'd be surprised how much stuff builds up in that net when you use the ice bath regularly. And obviously placing the lid back on after each use is also super important to keep that build up out of the water. Number 4, and this one is also extremely important to maintain the integrity of your ice bath chiller and make sure everything's running smoothly, including the water flow, which is a key indicator that you might need to maintain your paper filter or your metal particulate filter. With our units, like the Stoic and chiller here, we recommend changing out this paper filter, which is the main collector of all the buildup in the water, once a month or sooner, based on a single daily use of the ice bath. Now, if you're using the ice bath in a high traffic space, getting 10, 20 people through the ice bath every day, you're gonna need to change this probably closer to once per week or sooner. We have these available on the website. You can get these on a subscription basis, or again, they're also included in the 6 monthly maintenance box. You need to remove and wash out the metal particulate filter inside the chiller, as this is the secondary catchment of all of that fluff and lint before it gets into the chiller system to protect the mechanics of the chiller. Lastly, number 5, we have a 6 monthly maintenance box. Now, this includes all of the chemicals that you would need to maintain your water chemistry. Some people ask us, should they use chemicals? Should they not use chemicals? This is a personal preference. We obviously prefer not to use any chemicals, but as I said earlier, not everyone has access to water so they can regularly drain and refill the tub. The solution to that is just adding some semi-natural products to the water, just to balance out the water chemistry so your water stays hygienic and clean for longer if you can't empty and refill super regularly. So what do we include in the 6-month maintenance box? We've thought of everything. Even on the box here, when you're running low, you can just scan this QR code and it will take you to restock your filters. That's pretty cool. This box is basically everything you will need for 6 months-ish worth of maintenance. So we've got 6 of these filters. Basically the water chemistry is about balancing the pH of your water to keep it hygienic, not too acidic, not too alkaline. We'll start off with the key component, test strips. So basically these test strips, they're a 5-in-1 pull test strip. Inside this little cylinder, you've got like a little paper strip. You dunk this in the water, wait a little bit, and then you hold it up against this graph symbol. When you do that, this key basically tells you what the water chemistry is doing and what product you will need to add or what you will need to do with your water. We've carefully selected these chemicals because they're low chlorine, they're as natural as possible, so there's no nasty chemicals in there. One of the main 2 things we recommend if you're using these chemicals is fill your water and you add some of this Spa Shock. Now, all of the dosage is on the container. You only need a really small amount of these solutions because the water volume is quite small. We're looking at about 360 litres inside the Stoic. A little bit more if you're using the Roman ice bath. We have Spa Sanitizer. So this is going to control the bacteria in the ice bath. After that, wait 15 minutes and then test the water with the test strips. Based on that test, you're going to grab the other products and you're either going to use the pH reducer or the alkalinity enhancer. Okay, so based on the pH that comes back on your test strip, you're going to add the recommended dose of either one of these, and you can wait 15 minutes and then test again. So basically what you're trying to achieve is a balanced pH in the water, so it keeps it at safe levels for your daily cold plunge. If you're using the cold plunge once a day, just for personal use, you might want to test the water, say once every 2 weeks or once every month. I'm a bit of a grub, I like to push it out to 6 months. So if you're using the ice bath, once per day or once every second day, just personal use, you might want to test the water and add these products once every 2 weeks or even once every month, just to maintain that water quality. If you're using the same water for over a month, say, and you want to extend the life of that water. To recap, keeping the ice bath water quality clean involves those 5 key elements, which is 1, washing off in a shower before you get into the ice bath. 2, having a bucket of water or a towel to wipe off your feet before you get into the ice bath to minimize that lint and fluff and dirt build up in the chiller and in the water. 3, skimming the water daily or after each plunge with your skimming net. We actually include one of these in every purchase of the Stoic ice bath. 4, regularly changing out your paper filters and cleaning your metal particulate filter. Again, once per month or sooner, once per week if you're using it in a high traffic space. And lastly, 5, if you want to extend the life of your water, you can jump on and grab our 6-month maintenance box. You can use this with any ice bath. It doesn't have to be one of ours. We've got these readily available, fast dispatch. They include everything you need to keep your ice bath water clean for about 6 months.